So then underline and rewrite the words in a notebook of your own. Underline the words which denote personal pronouns. If after that, go to next step. Make a list of words which are helping verbs. Make a list of words which are helping verbs. In the words told by the teacher, am is a helping verb. That is the only one. Am is a helping verb. And in the following speech, in the speech made by the students, underline the words which denote helping verbs. R, A-R-E-R, that is a helping verb. In the last sentence, is a helping verb. Then, so, I, we, you, all these are personal pronouns, and, is, are, these are helping verbs. Then, when you begin to learn to report a speech, some other things should have to be known. With bare hand, you cannot do it successfully. With bare hands, you cannot possess the knowledge successfully. It is as good as fighting corona. To fight with corona, it needs a mask, sanitizer, social distance, and so many other things. As all these are necessary to be away from corona, so also is this learning to report a speech. You should have knowledge about the tense, tense, kinds of sentences, helping verbs, adverbials, and so many other things. What does our speech consist? Do you think communication means a torrent of words? Do we use only words while speaking? No. You may have heard a saying that silence is more talkative than words. Silence is more talkative than words. It is not mere words what builds a communication. It involves many things like body language. It expresses our sorrow while speaking. Our words, our facial expression, our limbs express our inner feelings like sorrow, pleasure, hatred, love, affection, and so many other things what the human society have experienced since the man learned to use this tool of language. So, based on the manner of speech or how we express our ideas to others, how we present a set of ideas in a different situation, the grammarians have classified the presentation into sentences. These sentences are, I have written them on the blackboard. Wow. You may have learnt when you were in your school level, when you were a school level student. when you came to 8th standard, till you completed SSLC, every year your English teacher might have used to teach such things, kinds of sentences, then so many other areas in grammar. So, let me remind you the kinds of sentences. What are the kinds? Assertive, imperative, interrogative. There are two kinds in interrogative sentences. One is WH. One is WH. The other is yes/no questioning. I shall read the questions. I shall read the examples. Optative kind of sentences, and lastly exclamatory sentence. First, I shall give you some examples which are called assertive sentences. Assertive sentence. First, today is Monday. Today is 17th of May. I care my parents. I am a PUC second year student. I am studying in Bapuji College at Badagandi. I am a PCMB student. I am a PCMB student. I am interested in English. I am interested in every subject. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. All these are examples of assertive sentence. All these are examples denoting assertive sentences. So, what do you mean by an assertive sentence? It makes a simple assertion. It doesn't make a question. It doesn't make a question. It is a function what an interrogative sentence makes. It doesn't express a surprise. It doesn't express a wonder. It doesn't express a fear. That is done by an exclamatory sentence. So, an assertive sentence is a sentence which makes a simple assertion, which makes a simple statement. It is called an assertive sentence. Then come to imperative sentence. Imperative sentence. What is an imperative sentence? What kind of sentences are called imperative sentences? Which is an imperative sentence? An imperative sentence, listen to me carefully, an imperative sentence, it plays some different functions. One is to make an entreaty, to make a request. To make an entreaty means to make a request. I shall give examples. Sir, please help me. Sir, please give me your pen. Sir, please excuse me. Sir, please allow me. Sir, please give your phone number. Sir, please let me know the address. All these are examples denoting a request. All these are imperative sentences. And one more. Come in, stand up, close the door, tell your phone number. All these are examples of imperative sentence. So, what do all these examples denote? In every examples I have said, once again I shall tell, close the door, come in, stand up, sit up. In all these four examples, I asked you to do something. In all these 4 examples I told, once again I shall tell. Come in, sit down, stand up, tell me your phone number, give me your pen, open the textbook. 6 examples I give. What did I do in all these 6 examples? That I told you to do something. All these are imperative sentences, and these are called imperative sentences because somebody is told to do somebody. And they may, some more examples I shall give. Don't open the door. Don't close the door. Don't stand up. Don't give your phone number unnecessarily to everybody. So, don't do this, don't do that. These are also examples denoting imperative sentences. Understood? Then, one more. They may express a threat. They may express an order. Examples I shall give. The police officer said to the thief. The police officer said to the thief, give your phone number. What is the tone while the police officer is speaking? Is the police officer requesting the thief? No, he is not requesting. He is making an order. He is threatening him. He is threatening him to give the phone number. So, where there is such kind of a threat, such kind of order are mentioned in imperative sentences. Then come to interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences are of 2 kinds. Interrogative sentences are of 2 kinds. One is which begin with WH words. You know the WH words. What, when, where, who, whose, which, when, how many, how much, how long. All these are WH words. Questions beginning with WH words are WH questions. For example, what is your name? How old are you? Who is your English teacher? What is the date of your birth? How old are you? When do you go to college? Who do you go to college with? What do you learn in your classroom? Such kind of sentences which begin with WH are called WH questions. And there is another way to make a question, and those begin with helping verbs. For example, is your father at home? Are you ready to go to college? Do you play every day? Do you like sweets? Do you know how to maintain social distance? Have you a bottle of sanitizer with you? Are your parents aged? Does your friend come to you? Such kind of sentences which begin with a helping verb are they are called yes/no questions. I shall give you a simple list of helping verbs. Do, does, am, is, are, did, have, has, had, shall, will, may, would. All these are helping verbs, and putting such words at the very beginning of a sentence, we can make interrogative sentences. 2 I have written on the blackboard. 1, which begins with a WH word. When do you come? When do you come? The other one is, it is yes no question. It has begun with a helping verb. Do you come? Then next kind of sentence is optative. I think probably you may not have heard this name, optative. What is an optative kind of sentence? An optative sentence is one which denotes our option, which expresses our option. Wish you good morning, wish you happy birthday, wish you a safety journey, wish you a happy journey, wish you a happy birthday. These are, our options are expressed. So these are called optative sentences. The last kind of sentence is exclamatory. What is an exclamatory sentence? The very symbol suggests it is an exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence is a one which denotes sudden feeling of sorrow or pleasure. A sudden feeling of it expresses our emotion. A sudden feeling of joy or sorrow. For example, hurrah! We have won the match. Alas! She died. These two are examples denoting exclamatory sentences. So, now let us go to practical experience of reporting a speech. I shall write an example what I gave earlier. Yes, a very simple example I have written on the blackboard to help you learn something. It is a very beginning class. Just today you have begun to learn. So today I do not give difficult examples. I shall begin my class with very simple example. Fine. Look at the blackboard. What does the blackboard read? There is a conversation between a teacher and students. There is a conversation between a teacher and students, and the conversation begins first with the teacher. First, the teacher speaks. What does he say? I am your English teacher. I teach you English. This is what the teacher has said. And to his words, below is given what the students have said, what the students have responded. What do the students say? Thank you, sir. We are also interested. Thank you, sir. We are also interested. Shall we now go to change it into an indirect speech, which we call? Shall we go now to report the speech as is known to you? Yeah. The teacher, this is how you should write the answer. The teacher, this word, the article, the is not there, but you should learn to use it. It is not there. In the given question, the word, this article, the definite article, the, it is not there. Even if it is not there, you should know to use it while writing the answer. While writing the answer, you should not forget to use the definite article. This is the difficulty what you will face in the examination hall, and that is why I am asking you to give attention, and by that only you can learn how to answer this question. The teacher told the students, what did the teacher tell? The teacher told the students that he, this is the word which changes, and this is the word which changes, and this is the word which changes, and once again this is the word which changes, and this also gets changed, and for next this also changes. This won't be repeated. This gets changed. So first you should, as you are beginners, when such examples are given, you should learn to point out some important things or words which undergo change. What are the words, or what words get changed? Words denoting personal pronouns, words denoting helping words, words denoting time, words denoting place. These are the four factors which undergo changes while reporting. So, the teacher told the students, or said the teacher told his students, or you may say the teacher told her students, because the word teacher is a common gender. A teacher may be a male, or a teacher may be a female. It is a common gender. Some other words like a lawyer, the lawyer may be a male gender or female gender. So also doctor, the doctor may be a male or a female. The engineer, the expert may be a male or a female. The teacher told his students, the teacher told her students that he or she, whatever. The teacher told his students or her students that he or she was, and changes, this denotes present tense and it gets changed into past tense. So he was there. This word denotes to students and it is in plural form. This word denotes to the students and it is in plural form. The teacher told his students or her students that he or she was their English teacher. He or she taught them English. He or she taught them English. The students thanked him. The students thanked him or her. The students thanked him or that they were also interested. With this simple example, today I shall close my online class. Tomorrow I shall come with some more examples chosen from your text and old question papers. Thank you. Wish you a happy day. Keep yourselves safe. Maintain the social distance. Wish you all the best.